Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Shabintaj. Here I am to present Module 4, Session 1, Basic Processing Unit. The contents are, we'll start with some fundamental concepts of basic processing unit, how to execute an instruction, and internal organization of the processor, register transfers. What are the concepts? How the processor execute the instruction? Firstly, the processor fetches one instruction at a time. It performs the operation specified. Fetches it is nothing but reads. Reads one instruction by instruction. And instructions are fetched from successive memory locations. As I said, memory locations are, you can envisage memory as array of contiguous bytes. So depends on the word length. If word length is 32 bits, it comprises of 4 bytes in one word. If our word length is 16, it consists of 2 bytes in one word. So if it is 32-bit memory location, the consecutive memory location, it starts from 0, 4, 8, 12, 16 and so on. If it is word length is 16 bit, that is 2 bytes, it means successive memory locations will be 0, 2, 4, 6, 8 and so on. So instructions are fetched from the successive memory locations as the program. That is, instructions are stored in the memory, in the contiguous memory locations, until unless a branch or jump instruction is encountered. Branch means it will transfer the control from one part of the program to another part. Depends on the condition. Jump is unconditional. It transfers the control without checking the condition. And processor keeps track of these addresses of the memory location with the help of a register called program counter. For PC, he will help you to keep track next instruction to be executed. If IR stores the address 1000, say suppose 1000 is the current instruction, PC will load it with a 1004 if it is a 32-bit word length. Okay, instruction register, PC, MER, MDR are special purpose registers. So what is the steps in executing an instruction? It first basically it will fetch the contents of the memory location pointed by the PC. Initially, it start PC, there will be no instruction. PC will be loading with the first instruction, IR, first address instruction. So that address double square bracket here, it shows that the contents of the PC are the location, and the location contains the instruction to be executed. So it is indirection using a pointer. So now here this notation is called RTN, register transfer notation, which shows the left hand side arrow. The contents pointed by the PC will be transferred to the IR. This phase is called as fetch phase. Assuming that the memory is byte addressable, it increments the contents of the PC by 4. It's called fetch phase. So PC contents of PC plus 4 in order to get the next instruction to be executed, which is stored in the PC. It carries out the action specified by the instruction in the IR. If the instruction contains move, it perform the move from one to operand to another operand. If the instruction contains the add, it will perform the addition operation. Depends on the instruction, it will carry out the action, which is nothing but execution phase. Now here it depicts the internal, the bus, the processor bus. You have general bus which connects the different functional units, memory, input, output, CPU and all. Now this bus is the internal to the processor which connects the special purpose registers, PC, MER, MDR as well as temporary registers along with the ALU and general purpose registers. You can see PC is connected via two-way because the PC is getting the address from the internal bus, and it also forward that contents PC address will be transmitted to the instruction register IR in order to keep smooth execution of the instruction execution. MBR stores the address of the instruction to be which is currently being executed. It is connected to the memory bus or the system bus via the address lines. Whatever is the address generated by the processor will be placed onto the address lines via the MDR register. MDR is connected to two inputs and two outputs. Two inputs in order because the memory data registers reads the data from the memory or writes the data into the memory. Hence, it is connected to the memory bus via the two input lines and two output lines. It's a bidirectional. Either way it can work. And it also has temporary registers like Y, temp, Z. These are connected to the internal bus and the output of the Y is given to the mux. Y out is given to mux. Mux is a multiplexer. It's a circuit, a digital circuit which is capable of selecting multiple input to one output. Here it is 2 is to 1 mux. Out of constant 4 input or Y input, it will give either one. Depends on the select line. So you also have a 16 is to 1 mux, 8 is to 1 mux. So multiple input, one output. So that output mux output is given as an input to the ALU circuit A. So other input of the ALU is B, which is connected to the internal bus. So the ALU here it can perform either addition or subtraction. Depends on the control line, add or sub control line, as I had told you in the module 4. And the output of ALU is given to the Z register. Z out will be given to the internal bus. So here there are all temporary register Rn minus 1, R0 to Rn minus 1, general purpose registers used by the programmer. IR register which is it stores the address of the it currently executes the instruction register. Apart from all these activities are controlled by a control signals provided by the instruction decoder or control logic. Now, into the organization of the processor consists of which, as I told you, ALU registers, various digital circuits like mux, decoder, counter, gates. Now, along with that, you have internal path for movement of data between ALU and register. So that the vertical line what you saw that's the internal path of the bus movement of the data. Driver circuits and receiver circuit. Driver circuit which transmits the signals from external units to the signals to the external units, from the internal to the external units. From external to internal it is nothing but receiver circuits. So PC it keeps track of the execution by containing the address of the next instruction to be executed. Memory address register holds the address of the location to be accessed, and input of the memory is connected to internal bus and the output is connected to the external bus which is called system bus. EMDR contains data to be written into the memory or read out of the addressed memory location. It has two inputs and two outputs because the data can be either loaded into MDR from the both the sides, either transmit the data from the bus to the memory or memory to the bus from address to some other location. The data and address lines are connected to the internal bus via MDR and MAR. Here general purpose registers Rn to Rn minus 1 varies from one processor to another. Okay. So Rn minus means it has finite number of registers. So 10 means 0 to R0 to R9. It is general because it can be used by the programmer. Move R0 to R1. That means move the contents of R0 to R1. Special purpose registers are nothing but just now I told you MR, MDR, PC, stack registers and all. So along with that you have temporary registers or like Y, Z, temp in order to store the intermediate results which are generated by the instruction, and they are temporary. You cannot use it in a programming. Multiplexer, this digital circuit, it selects either the input, either the output of the register Y or a constant value 4. I told you it's a 2 is to 1 mux used connected in the internal bus. Why constant 4 is added to the processor to increment the contents? Because we assume it's a 32-bit word length. 32-bit means it's a 8 4s are 32. 4 bytes is stored in every consecutive locations. Hence, the first location, if it is say 1000, next location, consecutive location will be 1004. Next consecutive location will be 1008. So if IR stores 1004, then PC will store 1008. If IR store 1008, PC will store 1012. This is how it works. It's consecutive. So ALU is capable of performing both arithmetic as well as logical operation, depends on the instruction. The data path constitutes the registers, ALU and interconnecting bus are collectively termed as data path. Here are the registers, register transfers. Each register is controlled by a two switches, RIN and ROUT. RIN, if it is enabled, it means the data is transmitted from the internal bus to the register RI. If R out is enabled, RI out is enabled means the data is transmitted from RI to the internal bus. So each register is controlled by a two switches. So RIN, you can see the input and output gates. This is called as gating for registers. RI is controlled by the signals RIN and ROUT. If RIN is set to 1, data available on the common bus are loaded into RI. If RI out is set to 1 means the contents are of register are placed on the bus. Okay, and if it is set to 0 means the bus is used for transferring data from the registers. This in and RIN and ROUT, as you can see, it is the detailed circuit is given diagram here using a D latch. The in circuit, which is either 0 or 1, it is controlled by a D. Depends on the latch, the two inputs of that is D and the clock, and Q and Q bar will be the output, and it is controlled to a gate, which in turn it's connected to the internal bus. Here are the references, and it is end of the session 1 in module 5. Thank you.